Hi everybody, I'm going to be doing a journey with Archangel Lucifer today. Not everybody feels comfortable with Archangel Lucifer. That's fine. I know we're not living in a world where we're entirely open-minded to concepts that we're just not ready to explore because of fear, insecurity. We just simply don't understand it. We've been told a certain thing for generations, and that must be true forever. So Archangel Lucifer is inspiring us to face fears, face the breakdown of our own ego, which is quite a hard thing to do. To break down our own ego is a hard thing to do. That's why nobody wants to work with Archangel Lucifer, because you will be challenged. But on the other side of the ego breakdown, there is enlightenment, there is gratitude, there is a new sense of self-awareness and bliss. So I'm going to relax and get tuned in, and let's see what he wants to share with all of us today, okay? So this is really important, and he's pretty, there's a lot of intense energy that he's sharing with me. Basically, this is the scene, okay? I have a lot of pops and snap crackle pops going on back there. There's a bag of cans and bottles I gotta take to the recycling. So it's funny. Okay. So he's showing me basically like a sticky tunnel, and it looks also like a bird's nest. It looks like a lot of things are stuck in the tunnel. Imagine having bubble gum stuck in your hair, but not just like a portion of your hair, like all over your head. So it's an extremely sticky situation. And he's really like, I gotta talk to you guys about this, okay? That's what his energy is like. I tell Archangel Lucifer I have no idea how to resolve this. This represents a serious conflict, a sticky situation, an impossibly sticky situation. How do you resolve the bubble gum in the hair? You cut it out, right? Maybe there's some other formula that people do these days, but usually it's cut it out, okay? So if there's bubble gum all over your hair, then you get a new haircut, right? You just shave it off and now you have a new look, you know? That's the solution. Here it's actually would be easier to shave your head than it would be to figure this out. It's like an impossible mess, all right? And I see images of a hoarder house where you walk in and you say, my God, I really want to rescue you from this disaster, but this is like an impossible mess. 1-800-JUNK, help us. What do we have here for our earthly messes that is not like a hoarder house? We work together to pick it up, okay? Pick up all this mess, throw it away, organize. We have skill sets. People are incredible at doing stuff like this, okay? We get bubble gum in the hair, we shave it. We shave it off depending on how much bubble gum, okay? But what about our collective sticky messes? I literally am telling Archangel Lucifer, I don't know if there's any practical solutions, any do-it-yourselfers. I don't know how we resolve this. He says, but you have to figure it out. You have to find a way to resolve this. I have to? Abbey, have to? I have to solve this problem? Is it an individual thing? Is it the collective body? Is it all of us thing? These are interesting questions. How many people say that? We have to clean up the oceans. Okay, I agree. Am I cleaning up the ocean today? I don't even live near the ocean. I don't know how to clean the ocean. I don't feel like in my heart, I was born to clean the ocean. My heart is telling me I was born to be a psychic person, energy healer, talk about the spirit realm, etc. My purpose is that. I don't know how to clean the ocean, okay? And I don't necessarily feel like my heart is telling me that the most important thing I could do with my life right now, today, when I wake up this morning, when I go to bed tonight, I have got to figure this out right now, that I, Abby, have to figure this out, okay? So there's a lot of this in our world. We have got to get this ocean cleaned up. We have got to come up with a different way, our relationship with the animals and the plants, okay? Our relationship with planet Earth, our relationship with each other. This is a serious, sticky situation. What is the practical solution? We have got to figure this out right now. We have to figure this out right now, right away, okay? Why am I getting so many weird interruptions, you guys? There. Phone is on silent. Snap, crackle, pop. The cans and bottles are speaking to us. Okay. I'm recycling. Is there a parallel between this message and recycling? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so this is the next. So we're kind of moving forward. Who's responsible? Okay. So I am stating that how I am upholding a responsibility to this action is by empowering people. I know that's what I'm here to do. I just know it. And everything in my being, it doesn't feel necessarily right. I don't feel like it's my calling today to figure out the ocean and the plants and the animals. I can do energy work for the ocean, for the plants, for the animals. I do a lot of healing for Mother Earth, for humanity, for alien beings, for angels. Like, I do this stuff, whether I'm doing it on YouTube or I'm doing it behind the scenes, okay? But I feel like I am strong in what my approach is to making a difference here on planet Earth. I'm strong in my approach. Now he says this is the next challenge, okay? Now, let's say, okay, I'm going to ask, what's the right way to explain this? Okay, he says that I was doing fine. This is the best way I could say it. What if everybody is really strong in their approach to how they want to live their life? And that this is the best the human race can do? What if the solutions that other people are giving back to the earth is they're going to work, they're doing life insurance applications, they're supporting a company that is providing a service, and that is what the human race needs right now. And that's the best that they can do. They're trying to provide for their family. They're barely making it. They don't have the energy to get through each and every day, but yet they have to, okay? What if that's the best that they can do? Do you see why this is such a sticky situation? What are the practical solutions? How do we get out of the way of what the setup is in this world in order to tackle these big time issues? We can't deny these are serious flippin' issues. I love eating sushi. I wonder how much longer I could eat sushi before there's nothing left. You know, no more sushi left. No more fish. Like, I don't know why we're hunting wild animals, wild fish. Why aren't we farming these things? Why aren't we coming up with a different approach as something more sustainable, you know? How am I going to solve all the problems in the entire world? How am I going to do it? Is that what is expected of me? To solve all the problems of the whole entire world, I have to do it, you know? What if I can only do this with my life? Is that going to be good enough? I feel like it is. I'm very solid in that. I tell Archangel Lucifer that when I look at this sticky situation, I take pride in who I am, and my life has been dedicated to figuring out who I can be to better the human race, to better myself, to better this collective experience. And that's all I've thought about my whole life. I observed people, I observed what made people sad and what made people happy, and I wanted to participate in making people happy, you know? Because when people are happy, they're boisterous, they're funny, they're giving back, they're alive in who they are. There's so much power to a happy person, you know? And that's what I'm doing. And so for me to dedicate my life to discovering a purpose that aligns with my nature or my style is being honest and with who I am, you know, and living an honest life. And I have no judgment of other people, what they're capable of doing or not capable of doing. I tell Lucifer, I'm not here to throw other people under the bus. If the human race doesn't make it, because we couldn't figure out a way to work together to solve the real issues of life and death. I mean, it's like once there's nothing able to grow or nothing able to thrive or live, we're all dead, you know? That's the last thing we need to be working on. That's what it feels like. And if that's as far as we ever get, then I'm at peace with that. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time I've explored living in a collective race that found its way down the drain. You do the best that you can. Lucifer is sad about this. He is expressing does not like the concept of the human race going down the drain. I tell him, but people feel that way every day. People feel like they're going down a drain and they can't get out of it. And that's kind of like a day-to-day rule of thumb for a lot of people. They feel that way. And how are they going to stop feeling that way? I'm going to go into the sticky situation. It's like a spider web, but it's more than that. And it's like a dream in a way. And when you're in a dream and you have to face your fear in the dream, the fear will either appear and you'll wake up. The fear will appear and you'll run away extremely slowly. It's behind me! Ah! I can't go anywhere. Made out of like sticky goo. Or you'll just face it, right? And it'll disappear. And Archangel Lucifer is showing me the fears of our human race. There are so many fears that we aren't facing. And it's not necessarily the end of the world or the death of the oceans or death of animals or plants or the earth. They're fears like being honest with oneself, telling the truth, speaking the truth to oneself instead of living in a fantasy, knowing how to see between the illusion, knowing how to forgive, knowing how to let go, knowing how to give a hug somebody you can't tolerate. Because there's something important about the power of a happy person and what a happy person can do. And when we have no fears left, what are we? We're strong. Step one for this sticky situation is to find out what we are afraid of, to start working on that fear. And there has to be, in a sense, vibrationally, it feels this way, there has to be a level of some sort of understanding. We want to expect some sort of high caliber from every single person on the planet. Can we reach that high caliber ourselves? How many people can reach the highest caliber of who they are in a single lifetime? And how can we be somehow supportive? We have to continue to put one foot in front of the other. But we have to continue to be strong in the love that exists and the challenge to face fears. I'm going to say something, Archangel Lucifer, because I know a fear is a scary thing, and sometimes we don't really know what we're afraid of. Sometimes it takes life and experiences that create a lot of devastation. And then you realize that this was the last thing I ever wanted to go through in my life. And now you realize what you were actually afraid of going through that. And the intolerable pain that comes with it, you know? And sometimes we don't even feel like we've grown from it. We just feel like we're all wrecked because of it, you know? And now we have to go solve the world's problems. And I'm talking about fear as something we may not understand. It's not like I'm afraid of roller coasters. It's more like, what am I afraid of when it comes to facing myself or facing people, facing my family, facing loneliness, facing, you know, what are my fears when it comes to this stuff, you know? He's showing me that just talking about this is already making an impact in this sticky situation. He says communication. Understanding what we're afraid of, talking out loud, exploring it, observing it, writing it in our journals. Even if we have no solutions to it, he's talking about communication. Me just simply talking about this, even if there's no exact answer or it's just simply an idea we're exploring together today, talking about it is actually connection. It's connecting with each other. He's showing me that's another thing that's lacking in the world, is so many people feel disconnected. And it's extremely important that we feel welcomed around one another, that we feel connected. And he shows me what happens to human beings who feel disconnected. They wither up, dry up, they wither away, they die. Like they end their life. Or they feel like their life has ended and they're still alive, like a walking dead person. How do we eradicate that? You have to start helping people to feel valued. And there are no stupid ideas. It's interesting because I'm looking at this now. And by the way, the sun is extremely bright. I don't know, I can't even see what's in front of me. I can't even see myself. Oh, it's too bright. But he's showing me that the spiderweb, the sticky situation, is actually becoming softer, gentler. It's becoming more dimensional. It's becoming more breathable. And he shows me that sort of in the depths of this, there is a heartbeat. In the depths of this, there is love. And talking about this concept of the human race going down the drain. But beneath the surface of the sticky situation, there's love. And so to make a statement about the human race going down the drain, what is beneath the surface of that statement is a lack of love. And a lot of humanity feels that. So that there is love missing in their life. There's love missing in the world. There's love missing in our actions. There's love missing. And the human race does not want to go down the drain. He says the human race just wants to feel loved. And that requires connection. connection. To feel connected. And he does say we will have to figure out a way to clean up our mess. We will. And it'll be worth celebrating. Every action that is taken to start working on it will be celebrated by every soul in the universe. Even somebody just picks up trash from the side of the road, 15 minutes, souls are celebrating. Fairies, gnomes, trees, animals, humans, angels, aliens, celebrating. Because somebody nurtured the life force of this world by choosing a responsibility that represents cleaning up the mess. Cleaning up the mess. What are the messes that need to be cleaned up? And what can you do to help clean up the mess? And he takes the size of the ocean, and he takes the size of the planet and all the land masses and all this, and then he deduces it down to a very small project. And it's just like picking up litter on your street. Recycling. It's interesting. If you feel like you're making a difference, I know that there's always some conflict with every idea. You try to explore green energy and people will bash it. People will bash every idea. That's why there's no dumb ideas. It's what's behind the idea. Where's the heart at? If what's behind the idea is to try to make it a cleaner world, that's the heart's message. Is this the best idea we've got? Well, it's an idea. Isn't it worth trying? Isn't it worth exploring and seeing what the problems are that come up after we explore this idea, and then we work on those issues until we can find the next best idea that we can come up with? And we're freaking smart people. There are a lot of smart people on this planet, and we can do this. The human race is full of incredible minds, whether that's mathematical or scientific or business or finance, or people who are absolutely magically creative and inspiring, right? And talented writers. All of this, we put all of this talent together, my God, we can move mountains. We can do anything. And so it's just sort of rehabilitating the heartbeat of what's behind the service. So when we feel like we're giving back to the planet, then we are. Nobody throws a cigarette out the window and says, I'm giving back to the planet. It's just a convenient place to throw it, right? But it makes the roads ugly. It represents something that is ugly. And we can clean up the mess. We can say, I'm not going to throw my cigarette out the window today because I'm going to choose it differently. I'm just going to put it in my ashtray, and then I'm going to throw the ashes in the garbage, and I'm just going to clean up my mess. Right there, that is a choice of self-love and love for others and love for the planet. Because the intention behind it was about cleaning up the mess. Taking responsibility to clean up the mess. Something about this conversation is really good. It's really inspiring. And it feels good to talk about it. All right, well, there you go, Archangel Lucifer. That's a great message. Thank you guys so much for being a part of the experience with me. I hope you all have a super great day.